Let's go.
What's up, everybody? This is Carl with the Kearse Carl Show. We're back at you. We're together for another video. We're talking about Week 13 recap of the NFL. It was a fun week to watch. There were some crazy games. The Lions finally came out with the win.
Big win
we're gonna
for the
jump
Lions.
into it. Yeah, big win for the Lions. Dan Campbell, man. Shout out. I'm not sure if he's a terrible coach or not, but at least they play hard. And, he got a win. But we're going to start off with the Thursday night game. Cowboys were at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints aren't very good. They don't have Kamara, one of my favorite players to watch. They don't have a quarterback. The Cowboys didn't look great. They won this game 27-17. What are your initial thoughts on the Cowboys game, Kearse?
Yeah, man. Cowboys didn't look very good. Dak he's not right. I don't know what it is. Maybe he might be injured and not letting on, but
he seems to be pressing a little bit, doesn't he?
They're just not clicking. Zeke's not there. Zeke looks tapped out completely. Tony Pollard looks good.
Tony Pollard looks great.
Yeah. Micah Parsons looks really good. He looks like a mega star.
I mean, he looks. He's in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. Not to mention Rookie of the Year. But
yeah. He's everything he's built to be. So Saints don't look good. No quarterback right now. Taysom Hill's a $90 million gadget, man. That's just that.
Yeah. Taysom Hill is a great football player, but really, how much is that worth when it's a quarterback-driven league? And
not $90 million.
No, and he can block and he can play tight end and he can play running back. But $90 million. That
looks like Tim Tebow.
Look like an eyebrow raiser. He looks better. I think he's a better athlete than Tim Tebow.
Is he better than Tim Tebow?
He's faster for sure.
He's a better quarterback than Tim Tebow in the NFL.
I mean, I don't know if he's a better quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look like I'm just saying overall athlete.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, like Tim Tebow got cut trying to play tight end. Taysom Hill's a good tight end.
For sure. Yeah, I got you.
But I mean, the Cowboys, I agree. Zeke Elliott, I mean, it's kind of concerning the way he's running the football. He doesn't look healthy. He doesn't necessarily look in great shape. He looks beat up.
Yeah.
Like you said, Tony Pollard looks good. I think Dak is. Yeah. I think Dak has looked like he's pressing. This Cowboys team, who looked like legit Super Bowl contenders at the beginning of the season, they don't look like that right now. But they did cover. They did win the game 27-17 on the road. So no Cowboys hate. We just call it how we see it here. So the next game, we got the New York Giants, the G-Men. Your favorite quarterback, Daniel Jones, is on the sideline. They lose 9-20 at the Dolphins. What are your thoughts on this game?
This game actually blew up all of my parlays. I picked the Giants to cover plus 6.5 with Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon's played he's kind of a Minshew type guy. He'll come in and, win a game for you when you least expect it. But both
teams disrespect Minshew like that.
I mean, no, he's Glennon's had some good games. So but both teams look like shit, man. I don't know. There's no nice way to put it. Dolphins defense is a defense that's ready to win. But every other unit on that field, especially the Dolphins offense and the Giants offense, just look putrid, to say the best. What you got on this one, man? I really don't give a shit about this game.
Yeah, I mean, nobody, I don't think, cares about this game unless you bleed, New York Giants colors or Miami Dolphins colors. Nobody cares. Average NFL fan that, likes all of the games and likes to watch. Nobody was flipping this on their TV and being excited.
No way.
New York Giants are bad. I think they need to fire Judge. I think that is kind of painfully obvious for them right now. The team seems to be quitting on them because they have some talent. It's not like they have the worst roster in the league.
No, they have a good roster. It's not bad at all.
And they just don't they just don't look like a well-coached football team, and like the offense isn't in sync. The defense is hit or miss each week. So, I mean, I think that was kind of a failed experiment with the Joe Judge, Bill Belichick disciple. Maybe he gets another year, maybe not, but at the most, he'll get one more year. If they're trash again next year, he's certainly gone. But I think he might be gone sooner rather than later.
Get rid of Daniel Jones. No coach can out-coach a bad quarterback. Get rid of him. He sucks. Nobody's going to win with him.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Tua looks like he could be he looks like a starting quarterback. I mean, he's never going to be great, but I don't think he's as bad as you've said in the past. So we'll wait and see on that, though.
I judge Tua based off the fact that he got picked one pick before Justin Herbert. Unfortunately, fair or not, that's what he gets judged by. Justin Herbert went one pick after him, and Justin Herbert's an absolute superstar. So Tua just
Justin Herbert looks like he could be a top 5 quarterback right now. And,
he is. He is. He's the best quarterback in that division, and I love Mahomes, but right now he's the best QB in that division. But let's move on.
Tua will never sniff being a top 10 quarterback. He'll never even get close. So
he's bottom 20. Next game, Colts at Texans. Colts roll, cover the spread easily. How far you think the Colts can go, man? What do you think about the Colts?
They're going to go as far as Carson Wentz takes them. Frank Reich, I think it's been proven now that he was the main coach behind that Super Bowl win in Philadelphia. He was the one that had Carson Wentz there playing like an MVP. And now he's got him kind of back to a similar form. Now, not necessarily to the same level, because I think Carson Wentz during that time may have been a little overrated, but he's a 10 to 15 quarterback. Wentz that's where he needs to be, and he doesn't need to try to play above himself. And I think he can take that team a long way because they got a defense, man. Darius Leonard, boy can play. Shout out South Carolina State. Shout out South Carolina. But he can play. The Colts defense is always forcing turnovers, and of course, the monster in the room, Taylor. And, he just looks like the best back in football when Derrick Henry's not playing. The kid is just awesome. He's got great vision for a back. He can get to top speed in 2 steps, a step and a half. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. So, he's a tremendous back. He can run with power at the goal line or in, short yardage. Colts are going to go as far as Carson Wentz takes them, and that's just the way the NFL is. You can't win in the playoffs unless you have a supreme defense, which this defense is not, the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. Unless you have a defense like that, you need good quarterback play to win in the playoffs. So.
No, I agree. They have a really good defense. One guy you didn't mention was DeForest Buckner. He really anchors that, defense so that Darius Leonard can move freely and, make those tackles and just be everywhere like he is. I think my take on Carson Wentz, man, I think Carson Wentz he was playing the year they were 13-3 in Philly. He was playing like an MVP. Nick Foles won that Super Bowl, but I remember Carson Wentz tore his ACL and MCL in the diving touchdown against the Rams, I think. But I knew he could play then, so he just needed the right situation. And I think
Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah. He's back in the situation that he's comfortable in. He's about mid-season through a new offense, and they look like they're going to roll. But let's not spend too much time on that. Next game, a game I actually picked for the Lions to get their first win. And they did.
Good pick.
Vikings at Detroit, man. What you think about that game?
This game was wild. This was a fun game to watch. I enjoyed when this came on the red zone. It was killing me a little bit because I was playing Justin Jefferson in fantasy.
Oh, yeah. He went crazy.
He went crazy, man. They couldn't guard him. But, the Lions just keep fighting. I mean, Dan Campbell hasn't showed that he's a good coach really in any way, aside from the fact that the team plays hard. So, you have to at least give them that because the Lions play hard. And, they ran into a win. I think the Vikings were probably underestimating them at thought they were going to waltz into Detroit and roll them. And, Detroit had other plans. They wanted that win, and they got it.
No, they did. They did. They came out. They played hard from the get. And the Vikings this season have a tendency to play up or down to their competition. If they're playing a really good team, they'll come 100%. Like when they play Green Bay, ready to go. Played the Lions, they weren't ready. Jared Goff throws a strike at the. I'm not a Jared Goff fan, but he throws a strike at the end. No time
it was
left.
a good play. It was a good play design.
So yeah, Lions get the win. Hope you guys took them on your parlay. Made a little money.
So next we got the Philadelphia Eagles with Gardner Minshew. I mean, it has to be said. I know you and I. Yeah, I mean, I know you and I both are big Jalen Hurts fans, though. Yeah. But Gardner Minshew went off. I mean, he looked great. Now, granted, it's the New York Jets.
It's the Jets. They make a lot of people look great.
Yeah. Maybe me and you could go out there and throw, throw a few.
I think I could throw a strike out there, baby. Yeah.
So the Eagles cover, though. They cover with the 33-18 victory at the, just bad football team, New York Jets. It's not really their fault. They have a bad roster. They don't have a lot of players on that team. So what are your initial thoughts on the game?
I honestly had no idea who would win this game. The Eagles have been the toughest team for me to bet on this year. I just can't get a feel for who they are, what they are.
I've won some money with the Eagles this year, though, because they've been plus a lot. Yeah, they've been plus like that. Like when I see the Eagles plus 3.5 and stuff, I forget which bets, but I've taken them every time, and they've won me some money. So
they've been tough for me. Jets. I really like Zach Wilson, man. He showed me a few flashes this year. I feel like I'm pretty tough on young quarterbacks coming in, but I've seen a few throws
he could definitely throw it.
Yeah. But he's not in a great situation to thrive there. He's developing some bad habits. Gardner Minshew came in fired up, wearing his Airman Down jacket on or whatever the movie is.
Looking like Top Gun.
Yeah, Top Gun. There we go. And he came out and he balled, man. He was throwing it to Goddard a lot. He just looked like a better quarterback.
2 touchdowns and like 160 yards. Who saw that coming?
Yeah. He went off. I think he led the league in fantasy that week. So, that's my thoughts on it, man.
All right. So next, this is another game that people, maybe not a ton of people were interested in. And we had Kyler Murray back with the Arizona Cardinals. They win 33-22 at the Chicago Bears. What do you think?
Fire Matt Nagy. Kyler Murray is amazing. Watch out, man. Cardinals to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I mean, I keep it short and sweet on this game, too. There's not a lot to discuss. I will say David Montgomery looked really good for the Bears. I mean, he was still running super hard. So, you like to see that because the Bears aren't going anywhere. So, respect to D. Montgomery for that. He was running the ball super hard and super good. But, the Cardinals are obviously just a better team, and it was looking like they weren't even taking the game seriously, and they still won by 11 points. So, the Cardinals are legit. They're a top 3 NFL team, and the Bears are, fire Matt Nagy. Like, they need to, they need to kind of reset there.
Yeah, give Justin Fields a chance there. Next game of the week, man. You were heavily saying go with the Chargers +3 here, and you were proved correct. So a final score of 41-22. Chargers on the road, complete. I wouldn't say complete domination, but the game got away from the Bengals. What's your thoughts on who's the better quarterback and who's got the better chance to win in the playoffs?
I love both of these quarterbacks. So that's a tough question for me because really I like both of these guys. I want to follow their careers, because I'm looking for someone to replace Aaron Rodgers for me because obviously he's not going to play forever. But, one of these guys, I mean, I love watching these guys play. They're both great. Burrow showed a ton of toughness too. His pinky was clearly fucking broken. and he's out there just still zipping it, which is crazy. But Herbert is a better quarterback right now. This game was weird because the run each Eckler and Mixon both fumbled 3 times.
Wow.
Which is just kind of crazy. And, you know, one of Mixon's fumbles got returned for a touchdown, which is really what turned this game on its head, even though the Chargers got to the big lead because they went for it on 4th and goal. Brandon Staley, I like his style of coaching. I mean, I do. You know, a lot of people will criticize it. Go for it on 4th down. I don't mind it. A lot of the old heads are screaming and pulling their hair. Go for it. Let your baller ball. You got Justin Herbert. You know, you got a top 5 quarterback. Let him make a play.
Yeah.
So I like the way Staley coaches. I like the way he trusts his players. The Chargers are so fun to watch. The Bengals are so fun to watch. This was a fun game to watch. It kind of got out of hand, like I said, because that Mixon fumble. And I forget the Chargers defender who returned it for a touchdown, but that's what happened. And ever since then, the game was kind of out of hand.
Yeah, I would say I agree with most of what you said. Keenan Allen is a baller that does not get enough credit. He can straight up ball.
Yeah. He played
Mike
great.
Williams,
he had some incredible catches in that game.
Yeah, Mike Williams is finally Herbert's getting him the ball. He's staying healthy. Jamar Chase is a little concerning at times. He seems to kind of zone out. He dropped that big 70-yard touchdown that really spun the game, turned into an interception and gave Chargers the ball right back. So he concerns me sometimes. He seems to tap out.
He's an incredible athlete, but sometimes his catching.
Yeah,
it has.
They were talking about that in the offseason. Both teams have lots of weapons, and it was just I wish Joeburrow wouldn't have got hurt so early.
I do think that affected his ability to roll it down the field. So
yeah, I want to see these guys battle again soon. I think they're going to meet a lot in the future, and they're going to carry the NFL for a long time. Next game, we got Bucs at Atlanta. Big Smooth got the pick on Tom Brady. That was nice. But too much Bucs. Atlanta couldn't hang. Any thoughts on this game?
No, I mean, not really. You know, Atlanta's just not a good football team. They're so frustrating to watch. You know, I root for them. I want them to play well. I want them to get the ball to Kyle Pitts, and they just can't do any of the above. I mean, they're just not a good team. Matt Ryan's old. You know, I think if anything, they're almost too good, you know, because I wish they would have a better draft pick. Because, I mean, they
Matt
need
Ryan
a lot
keeps
of
them in games they shouldn't be in.
Yeah. So they're just not a good team. You know, the Buccaneers have been scoring points lately, so that's a good sign for them. And, you know, the Buccaneers, if they flip that, I mean, because last year they just flipped the switch. So maybe they're doing that right now. And Atlanta's a good team to do that against. So it's just a much better team, played a much worse team, and the score was 30-17.
Yeah, Bucs are getting banged up though in the secondary. So come playoff time, they might need to be grabbing some people off the street. Antonio Brown might be suspended. Mike Evans doesn't look Mike Evansy. He kind of looks old, like a tight end. Chris Godwin looks amazing. Gronk looks like he's getting stronger as the year's going on. But I think these guys are going to run into some issues in the playoffs because of that secondary and Mike Evans not being the true number one that he normally is. But they got Tom Brady, so on they roll.
Yeah. So the next game we got, I was all over this game. Not to toot my own horn, but you know I hate to say I told you so, but Rams rolled 37-7 at home. OBJ with the TD. Cooper Kupp, you know, did Cooper Kupp things. Matt Stafford played okay. Sonny Michel did a nice fill-in job, even though when I watch Sony Michel run, I mean, he's certainly not a starting running back. He just doesn't look that great, which is weird because he looked good in college to me. So that's kind of hard to explain. But Rams roll here. Thoughts on this blowout?
Yeah, I thought the Jags would keep it close, but honestly, I don't know why. I don't even like Trevor Lawrence. He looks pedestrian at best. My hot take, Trevor Lawrence is a bust.
I think the main thing about them not keeping it close was the fact that Rams had lost 3 in a row, you know? So I was like, they're about to beat down this sorry-ass team. But
Jags beat the Bills, so I was like, maybe the Jags come to play, but they just didn't have enough.
Yeah, good point.
OBJ, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford plays good against sorry teams. So honestly, if you pick them to cover the spread, great. But as far as Rams going into the playoffs, this doesn't mean anything. This win was just the pounding on their little brother.
Yeah, I mean, they were blowing off steam with this win because of the 3 losses to, I mean, at least a really good Green Bay team.
Yeah. Niners, they lost to the Niners. They got embarrassed against the Niners.
A good Niners team, too. I can't believe the Niners lost. We'll get to that game in a second. So next we got the Washington football team at the Las Vegas Raiders. Football team come out with the victory here. I think we were both on the football team.
Yeah.
Football team went outright by 2. What are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of watching the football team, but I know they have a good defense and a running game. We both picked this. They covered the spread. They eked by and covered the spread on this one. Raiders just don't have enough with losing the coach and losing Henry Ruggs and losing Darren Waller. They just don't have enough to put up a fight. I don't know how good Taylor Heineke is. I don't know. So this is a game that I didn't care much about, and I still don't care much about.
Yeah, I mean, the football team was getting points in this game, so they, covered spread by a lot. But
did they? I thought it was 0.25. Oh, they had points. My bad. Yeah.
Football team was plus points. 2.5. So I mean, really, I wish I would have put this in more of my parlays.
Yeah.
I mean, in hindsight, I wish I would have bet the house on this. But still, both of us love that 2.5 points for the football team, and obviously they ended up winning the game outright. So they, I think this was an easy pick because I could see them winning it outright. And yeah, I mean, I don't like watching the Raiders play for whatever reason. I don't even know what it is, but not a Raiders fan. So it is what it is. Raiders lose by 2.
Yeah. Next game, man. Nobody cares about that game. Here we go, man. A game I called. I said Big Ben wasn't going to go out like no punk
this was
bitch.
A good call.
Yeah. Steelers at home. Big Ben found a way to get it done. What do you think about the Ravens going for 2 there?
I think it was the right call, especially after Jim Harbaugh, after the game, he addressed it because he was obviously asked about it. And he said he did it because his 2 starting cornerbacks, which he's already down, like 2 cornerbacks, had been injured in the game. And so he was down
Humphreys is out for the season.
Yeah, out for the season. But he was down to like his 6th cornerback was like his number 1 cornerback going into overtime, And so, like, that makes sense where he was like, let's just not deal with that and let's try and win it, which, I mean, Andrews was open, whether it was Andrews, like, cutting his route off too soon or Lamar throwing it too far, a little bit of both. Yeah. People can argue about that forever. But I thought the Steelers' play calling was much, much better in this game against, a solid defense.
Can the Steelers make the playoffs?
No. Maybe, but I don't think so. But they have a chance. I think with the Chargers and the Bengals and the Browns, I think those teams get in before the Steelers. Or even if, say if the Chargers surpass the Chiefs. I think the Broncos probably beat the Steelers right now, even though Teddy, we'll get to him in a second. But, I mean, this game, Big Ben came through. He made some throws.
Big Ben did his thing. Lamar looks amazing at sometimes, and sometimes he looks like he turns the ball over 4 times in a game. This game,
and on the last drive when they were going down the field, he fumbled and got lucky because it went out of bounds, and he threw Fitzpatrick picked him, and it was like a illegal motion or something. So it got
Yeah, Lamar's been catching some breaks this season. He threw a strike that Sammy Watkins though in the back of the end zone.
He did. That was his best throw of the game, probably.
I thought they were going to take it. But Pittsburgh finds a way to eke it out. So hope you guys put that in your parlay because you would have made some money on that one. Next game, we got the Niners and the Seahawks. Both of us were on the Niners heavy this game. Even though I did hear a lot of reports coming up in the week like Niners never win in Seattle. Well, I was like, this year they're going to win. But Russ Magic comes back. Metcalf comes back. Bobby Wagner, strong game. Jamal Adams, the blitzingest safety of all time. What you think about what do you think? What do you think about both teams, I guess, here?
Yeah, I mean, I think the 49ers are a much better team. I don't think the Seahawks are good at all. I think they were lucky to win this game. You know, they had like a 90-yard fake punt touchdown in the first quarter. The 49ers muffed a punt, which gave the Seahawks an easy touchdown. Special teams for the Niners was, kind of cost them this game. And with that being said, they had a chance to win it, and Jimmy G just couldn't do it. That's Jimmy G. We saw that in the Super Bowl. We've seen that in big games kind of time and again. And, I don't trust Jimmy G in these big games. I thought the Seahawks, which they were, they didn't play great. They had a long, I think Metcalf had a long reception one time on a long 3rd and long that the Niners probably should have been able to corral. But Niners are the better team. They lost this game. George Kittle went crazy, which was, good for George Kittle because he's been banged up the last year and a half.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Seattle some credit here, man. I think the fans were in there rocking the stadium. It looked like a playoff game. They were just going crazy. Russ was he looked a little old Russ. He was getting out of the pocket.
He was cooking.
Yeah, he would look like let Russ cook. He ain't threw a touchdown since they said let Russ cook. But yeah, I think Seattle came to play, man, and I think they beat the Niners more than the Niners beat themselves.
Yeah. So next we got my Denver Broncos. I live in Denver. Traveled to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs, and Teddy Bridgewater did not show up, which was really frustrating because the Denver Broncos defense played good in this game. They really did. And Teddy Bridgewater just cannot make plays, man. He's so timid in the pocket. He doesn't step up with authority. He doesn't feel the rush with authority. He just does everything timidly. And
glove Teddy. Glove Teddy.
Yeah, he's just Teddy. So, I've lost faith in Bridgewater. Javonte Williams is for real though. That guy is a baller. Chiefs with Bridgewater not performing well were just too much. So,
yeah, I'll say Broncos defense is legitimate, and their offense is too with the quarterback. They have everything you need to win in the playoffs. They're a playoff team. But Kansas City's defense has really been the answer in the AFC right now. I think right now, maybe other than AFC Championship might be New England and Kansas City with the way Kansas City defense.
Yeah, with the way Kansas City's defense has been on an upward trajectory, you have to think that eventually Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Kelsey are going to get something going.
Figure it out.
And so that's scary in the playoffs.
They don't look like they're going to figure it out, man. We're 13 weeks in, and other than that Raiders game, they haven't looked to be clicking at all. They'll usually go down the field on the first drive, and then after that, they are, MIA. and the defense is just making stops. So I don't know, man. I don't think they're gonna get it rolling. I don't think it's there.
Yeah. Just the last thing on this, it shocked me. Literally, my eyes got huge. Teddy Bridgewater, with as bad as he played, had a higher quarterback rating than Patrick Mahomes. So that kind of tells you all you need to know about the offensive struggles in Kansas City right now.
Yeah, they're really struggling, man.
And then finally, last night on Monday Night Football, we had what was, supposed to be a great matchup, and it was a pretty fun game to watch. But still, just with the weather, that throwing was almost a no-go. Pats, I think, ran it. If the stats right, 94% of the time, which is the most.
Mac Jones threw 3 passes.
Yeah, which is just unbelievable. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. So Patriots win here 14-10 in a crazy weather game in Buffalo.
So if you guys watched the previous video, I did a prediction and I predicted the Patriots win this game. I didn't predict Mac Jones would throw the ball 3 times. I don't know who could do that. It's 2021. But the Patriots have the greatest coach of all time. Their defense is pitching shutouts and they can run the ball. The Bills don't have a consistent ground game. So this game was not built for the Bills to win. And Josh Allen had a miserable night. I think Josh Allen's going to have a lot of miserable games against Bill Belichick because that's what Belichick does. He takes your best player and he takes him out of the game. So, Patriots win. Mac Jones is not asked to do much. He's asked to do limited stuff, but he does what he's asked to do very well. So, Patriots are going to be a player in the playoffs.
Are Patriots a Super Bowl threat?
Yeah, AFC wise, they can beat anybody in the AFC. They could go on a 3-game win streak easy as long as they got Belichick, as long as they got that defense healthy, and as long as they got those 2 or 3 running backs they have rotating out. I think they can beat anybody.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of the running backs are good. So that run game is for real.
What do you think about the Bills?
I mean, I think they'll make the playoffs, but, maybe Josh Allen's going through some growing pains. I mean, the kid's obviously very talented. We've seen that since he's been in the league, but, these young quarterbacks, we expect so much of them, especially after they play well. Maybe we need to say, hey, this guy's been in the league for 3 years. Maybe he is going to have a bad season at some point. Not that it's all on Josh Allen. I think the Bills run, not being able to run the ball consistently is one of their big negatives. But just
so
like
much
in
pressure.
general, kind of like Patrick Mahomes struggling, Josh Allen, some of these young quarterbacks that we want to crown so early in their career, they're going to go through growing pains still, because a quarterback's not fully mature until he's in year 10. So that's it. But that's it for the Week 13 wrap up. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Drop a comment, subscribe. Peace.
Peace out.